My name's Mark Hudson. I'm joined here today with Roy Wilsher, Chair of NFCC. They've had a council meeting here today consisting of vice chairs and committee chairs. Last time you done an update, Roy, we were discussing that the spring conference was up and coming. That's now happened. Just keen to understand your kind of highlights, your views, the high points of the conference.
Okay, it's great. So today, and we'll talk about it a bit later, we've had the full council, so all the chiefs, most fire rescue services represented. A couple had to drop out at the last minute because of the wildfires and those sorts of things, but it was a really good debate today, some good papers. But going back to the spring conference, I was extremely pleased. It was the best attended ever for our previous guys as CFO and now NFCC, well over 100 people there. We had 3 sessions really. One was on Grenfell, Hackett type things, which everyone's really interested in, important to the service, important to the country. Another one on our own strategies and plans and the central programme office, how that's starting to work. But the one that was probably most well received was Clark Carlisle and well-being and mental health. And he spoke for over an hour and people were just enthralled by what he had to say. Absolutely enthralled by his journey, trying to commit suicide twice and being very open about that. I was saying to people, often as the chair of a session like that, you're looking to an audience and people will be on their phone or doing emails. I didn't see anyone, everyone was, and I think just raising that mental well-being, that mental health issue in such a way. I can't imagine us talking like that 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's something that we are pushing forward as National Fire Chiefs Council. We've got some money agreed by the trustees yesterday to put in and help every service put even better services in for mental health and well-being.
I mean, there's certainly a lot more exposure nowadays than, quite rightly you said, there was, and rightly so. It's certainly an issue that affects a lot of people, and it's really important work. So that's really good news. So bringing us to today, the vice chairs and the chairs of the committees have met. What sort of things did you discuss at today's meeting?
Well, as usual, we had a full and packed agenda. Now, for people who are really interested in the papers, we are a very open and transparent organisation. All those papers are online on our website. You can click into the meeting site and see everything we discussed. And the minutes, in a few weeks' time, will be there as well. So we covered all sorts of subjects from the Emergency Services Mobile Communications Programme and the resetting of the business case and how that might affect fire authorities. We talked about next year's comprehensive spending review and making sure we had a really good evidence-based process to go to the Home Office for them to push it into Treasury. It's very important to work with our elected members through the Fire Service Management Committee and others to ensure that we have a joined up approach to that resource in the fire services, because I think everyone recognises that we've not been protected through austerity at any stage. We've lost 21% whole-time workforce. It's about time we had a bit more investment back into the fire service. And I know we were going to talk about wildfires, but just the way we responded to that, the way we are so important to national resilience, that needs to be recognised. We talked through a number of areas, again, Hackett review and work going on through there. So what does a joint competent authority mean? How will the competence framework work? What do we do about those hundreds of buildings still with aluminium composite material, dangerous ACM on the outside, and how we get that removed? Working with local authority building control, local authorities, environmental health, planning people, making sure we move all that through a great starts. One of the most important debates we had was people who join the service from other careers. So people who become chiefs or become middle managers with operational responsibility that didn't join as firefighters, and how we need to show those people respect, and every one of us needs to be competent in our role, and how we get to that competence is very important. And that's leadership competence as well as operational competence.
Okay, definitely. We've had some amazing coordination and response from NFCC and its members with the wildfires in both Greater Manchester and Lancashire. I mean, as chair, what are your thoughts been around the deployment? I mean, you must be kind of immensely proud of the work that NFCC does and how it supported the deployment, but what are your thoughts?
I think it's been an amazing effort across the whole UK Fire and Rescue Service really. We've had 21 services go into Manchester and Lancashire to support them in the work they're doing. I think it goes to show that you don't always need to bring in external agencies to do this sort of thing. We're ready and willing as a Fire and Rescue Service to support each other and deal with these major incidents. I already mentioned the resourcing, and so this is what we've been trying to say to the Home Office, and they've got this message now. It's not just about demand, it's about risk as well. It's risk and demand. So the graphs that kept showing fires dropping for 10 years, saying we don't need so many people, it shouldn't be that linear process. We are about risk. We've seen tragedies over the last 18 months or so, from the terrorist attacks through to Grenfell. Now we've got these major fires. We've had the car park in Merseyside, the high-rise buildings in Manchester, the Manchester bombing. These are all risks, and we need to resource to that. We need to make sure we continue to have an extensive and professional fire and rescue service to deal with the threats to this country.
I mean, we've had some tactical advisors come from South Wales. We've had all sorts, and for me, it's just been kind of amazing just seeing how everything comes together and works as one to deal effectively with what is a very, very difficult incident to deal with.
Yes, but the good thing is we're well practiced in this now. So under the National Coordination and Advisory Framework, NCAF, we have the National Strategic Advisors, the National Resilience Advisors, we have tactical advisors. So that's not just for wildfire, what we call TACADs, tactical advisors, but USAR, HVP, flooding, boats, we've got advisors and all that. And they come from across the country to come together to make sure that the home services are supported and have the resources they need.
Great. Roy, thanks very much for your time today. It's been a really, really good update. I look forward to the next one. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.